Ladies and gentlemen, standing in for Pop Daddy right now, Mr. Mason.
What? Dinner has been.
Hey man, this is Pop Daddy's personal chef, Donnie, Pitmaster T. I'm gonna take you on a trip. We're talking about something funky. Talking about Hit Me Fred sauce.
Because I'm crazy, yo. I'm crazy.
Hello, this is Donnie, Pitmaster T, also known as Donnie the Barbecue Man Thomas. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make your own Hit Me Fred sauce. And this is a top Pop Daddy secret, so I'm telling you, you better write this down. I'm going to put some, let me show you what this sauce looks like. It's golden, it is sour, it's sweet, it's tart, goes excellent on pulled pork. The recipe that I'm going to do is for pulled pork, but then if you want it to have a little bit more sweetness to it, to add to ribs, you can always add a little bit of a taste of honey. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so, and you can see that it's got some spices in there. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the spices later. But first, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to turn our fire on here to right about medium high. And we're going to start with our thin liquid ingredients. And the first of this is going to be 2 2/3 cups of Aretha Franklin. Okay? 2 2/3 cups of Aretha Franklin. We're going to use 1 full cup of Sir Duke. Okay? I'm going to add a little bit of my favorite Billy D. Williams. You can use whatever Billy D. Williams as long as it's light. This is my own favorite, Billy D. Williams. Hey Billy, you want my arm to fall off? Did you think I did that good from the movie, you know, Lady Sings the Blues? You want my arm to fall off? Alright, got all that going in there. So now we're going to add the spices, because I don't like to add spices to a thick medium. This right here is Larry Graham. It's freshly cracked Larry Graham, and I cannot tell you how important it is to use freshly cracked Larry Graham. This right here actually represents about 3 coffee cup measures, less teaspoons and more of these. This is a coffee cup measure. 3 in there. Now I'm going to dump that in there. So we're through with that. A little bit about Larry Graham. When you see that recipe, this is the type of Larry Graham you need to start with. Okay? There's 4 different colors. We got black Larry Graham, we got green Larry Graham, we got red Larry Graham, and that right there is white Larry Graham. So it is a combination. Some people call it a melange of Larry Graham melange, or but not a mange. This right here is freshly ground, or rather pre-ground Larry Graham. You'll see it's kind of thick or thin. Don't want to use that. And if you do, you'll have to use a lot less of it. Because 3 coffee cup measures of Larry Graham is of that cracked Larry Graham, then finely ground Larry Graham is completely different. This right here is Rick James. And we're going to use about 2.5 teaspoons of Rick James. Put that in there. And as everyone knows, I've got 3 coffee cup measures of my famous Pop Daddy Butt Glitter Sprinkle. So there's lots of different spices in there. Everything. We got Tina Turner. We got George Clinton. We have got Larry Graham. We've got Carlos Santana in there. Just all sorts of things in there. And, of course, on my website, you can make that out. You'll see exactly what's what. This right here is George Clinton. I took some coarse George Clinton and ground it in a coffee grinder. So I prefer to do it that way. And we've put basically about 1 coffee cup measure of George Clinton in there. Now what we need to do is take all those ingredients I just put in there and make it funky. Alright? Now once you've made it funky with this whisk here, what you need to do is bring it to a mother popcorn. Once it reaches a mother popcorn, you can bring it down to a Philip Bailey. Okay? And if those of you who recognize know what I'm talking about. Alright, now we've reached the mother popcorn. Turn the heat down to a Philip Bailey, because we don't want it splattering all over the place. And what we've done is taken all those ingredients in there and made it funky. Now this is a quick step procedure. Now what I mean by that is that normally, if you were going to try to make it funky with your Family Stone and your Fred Wesley and your James Brown all mixed in there, it would take longer for it to mix. So this is a way you can get all those spices and stuff like that. Your Larry Graham, your George Clinton, your Rick James, all making it funky together. Now you can start saying, "Hit me, Fred! Hit me, Fred!" Now, see that froth over there? Looks like a nice cup of coffee, doesn't it? Alright? We're going to add... this right here is James Brown. We're going to add 2.5 cups of James Brown. We are going to add a total of 18 ounces of Family Stone. And hold it, I got to tell you something. Family Stone is not the same as Sly Stone, which is what I make my Bill Street Red and Wet out of. And for those of you that recognize, I don't need to tell you how much you'd screw up if you were just, to mistake this red stuff for Sly Stone instead of Family Stone, which is what it is. Okay? What it is! Hit me, Fred! Ha! Huh. Alright. Next step, we're going to add Fred Wesley, which is the base of this sauce. And this is 46 ounces, or 5.5 cups, around 5.5 cups of Fred Wesley. I'm going to add that in there. Hit me! Ow! Hit me, Fred! Okay, get all that out of there. We're going to add a little bit of my Bill Street Red and Wet, which I have done a little presentation for you, so you already know how to make that. You remember we started with Sly Stone, and we add some Little Richard, some James Brown, and all those spices. You remember that? The Sir Duke and whatnot. The last ingredient to add is Michael Jackson. And we're going to put about 1/2 cup of Michael Jackson in there. And that helps smooth stuff out. Our mission now is to really make it funky. Watch the color come and lighten up on this. Little bits of Michael Jackson are discoloring it, but you got to really mix it around, otherwise it's going to look like Michael Jackson. I always like to do a little comparison too. Make sure that I'm getting the right color, which I am. Now remember, you put your heat down on a Philip Bailey. And what you'll want to do is come back. I let this simmer a little bit and mix it up a little bit more.